Hi to everyone. We are ready to start our webinar. Today we are talking about automation for manufacturing companies. My name is Aleksandra. I'm running Cladana in India, and with me is my colleague Uday.
Hi, this is Uday. I work in the customer support. I help clients with their queries through emails and chats, and also help with the onboarding process.
Thank you, Uday. So, the main points for today's webinar are: number one, we will talk about 6 challenges manufacturing companies face with. Number two, we will touch on the topic how to launch transition from Excel to special software. And number three, we will show how all main processes can be done in Cladana. And in the beginning, some organizational information. The approximate duration of our webinar will be like 40-45 minutes. The language of our webinar is English. And important notice, if you have any questions during our webinar, please feel free to ask them in the YouTube chat. We have Cladana specialists there, and they will promptly assist you with the answers, okay? Ask there. Unfortunately, I can't see what is happening in chat, but maybe you already see some welcome messages from them. So, and also after the webinar, we will send materials to registered participants, a link to the video recording, the presentation, and also we will show and then send a special offer for one-to-one consultation with our product manager. A few words about the Cladana. Cladana is a ERP software enabling management of inventory, sales, purchasing, production processes. More than 40,000 businesses worldwide use it. Among our advantages are affordable prices that include support, assistance with setup, onboarding sessions. Also, it is rather easy to start to use and has a user-friendly interface compared to the solutions with a similar functionality. Cladana is used by manufacturing businesses, wholesalers, distributors, e-commerce companies, and small-scale retailers with showrooms. And now we are ready to move on. Let's start with the main 6 challenges that businesses face when managing a manufacturing company. Usually, some of these challenges lead to the thought that something needs to be changed, how we use the processes. The first problem is understanding the figures. How much was produced? How many deviations occurred during production? What is the cost price? What was the labor cost? And so on, so on. Why it is so important? For a business to operate profitably, it is necessary to carefully calculate expenses and determine how much was produced and sold. In trading business, it's rather easy. You have purchase price, you have logistics expenses, maybe some office costs, and desired margin. But in manufacturing, there are more components that you have to include in unit cost. Also, as a result, it's not only finished goods. You can get scrap, byproducts, sometimes expected, sometimes unexpected. Do we sell it, or should we count this scrap or byproducts or not? And what part of cost should we allocate to it? And if we rely only on accounting reports, it looks something like this. There are purchased materials. There is a report of amount, how much good we produced, say, for example, for a month or another period, and there is a payroll and list of some extra expenses. And all this data is provided by accountant to the business owner at the end of period, for example, after 1 month. However, the accounting department does not provide the data how much spent on producing specific items or specific order, what deviations occurred during the production, if there were any scrap or there was not any scrap, at which stage particular production order is right now. And sometimes it's also unclear, we have some stock, is it reserved for someone or not? Do we have any stock in transit or not? And you know, the founder of Hewlett-Packard, Bill Hewlett, said, "You cannot manage what you cannot measure." And I totally agree with him. In order to manage profitability, we need to see the numbers and control all the components. all components that affect our revenues and expenses. And moreover, we need them not at the end of month. We need these numbers every day or better in real-time mode. And these calculations, they should be done for specific products or even for specific orders. It's very difficult to achieve this using special only accounting software. They're more helpful for accountants than for business owners. The solution for this is to use specialized software. So after we realized that inventory and process management in a manufacturing company is quite complex, we have another problem. What software to choose? How to implement? With what should we start? Regarding the choosing of software, you know, the market offers different alternatives. Number one, relatively simple, ready-to-use solutions like Cladana. Number two, complex, expensive solutions with a lot of features, but usually they require a separate specialist who understands how to configure solution, and after such solution is implemented, usually it takes more than several months, these specialists, we require them, we need them to press buttons to help us to fill fields correctly, because usually the interface is not so user-friendly. And as a result, the total cost of implementation can become very high. And number three, custom solutions that made specially for you from scratch. And another factor, that you should consider while preparing to automate some processes in your business, that your business usually is already it's going business. It's not like you just thinking about how to start business and choose a software. Usually it happens when some processes are already working. There are people who follow them. Maybe you don't get numbers that you want. Maybe something is usually getting broken, but nevertheless. And and after you decide to switch it to a new software, the employees need to be trained. But it's quite difficult. It's very difficult actually to switch all employees to new rules. And also, if solution is not quite easy, if it is complicated, forming such habit among the workforce can take a lot of months. And again, I like quotes. It seems that what to do. And there is another quote. It belongs to John Gall, the author of some books on system engineering. And in short, he says that any complex working system comes from a simple working system. It is impossible to create a complex working system from scratch. The main idea is first create simple system, then make it working, then move on. What sometimes happens in India, not only in India, but here we meet with such situation too. People come, they say they want to make everything working, transparent, easy countable, and so on. And we are asking them, and what do you use now? They say Excel or nothing, like notebooks. And we ask, okay, what are your main pain points? With what would you like to start? And after that, we receive an answer consisting on 15, 20 points that I want everything, starting from understanding how much stock do I have on my, how much stock I have. And I want to work with barcodes. I want to understand this. I want to work with my subcontractors and so on, so on. And usually it doesn't work like this. It's difficult, if not to say impossible, to automate company which now is working in Excel and make it work in some rather spatial software without step by step coming to this result. So actually, our experience in other countries working with a lot of businesses shows that the working approach is based on the following principles. Principle number one, automate everything step by step. Don't rush to make plans and implement solutions for all processes at once, or it can turn into a very long project. Number two, start with the basics. The first steps should be done regarding very, very simple processes in your company. Number three, focus on the issues. Concentrate on those areas that are most painful for you, where you always meet with some difficulties. For example, if you have issues with calculating of the unit cost of goods, then start by automation or recording things that affect this cost calculation. If there is always a shortage of raw materials, focus on planning and purchasing materials for production. And number 4, actually, I would love to say that it is number 1, appoint a responsible person. Implementation of software is not easy because, as I told, processes by themselves are not so easy because people used to work in using some approach, and it's necessary to have someone in the company, better the owner, maybe some responsible manager who will be responsible for the implementation, who will push the process. And in the second part of our webinar, we will consider in details how it can be applicable for manufacturing companies. And now let's move to another problem, and it is calculation of unit cost and profit analysis. What is here? Often in small companies, people rely on Excel for cost calculation. Actually, sometimes I agree with them. Excel is easier. It's easy to learn, understand, and we know how it works. But it becomes more difficult to operate when there are too many records. When you start to input different formulas, you start to link transactions, and also disorder arises when 2 or more people start to input information, when different employees, different team members start to work in the same Google Sheet or Excel. Excel is not a database. Excel is not a collaborative tool. Excel is not a task manager. Excel is not a processing, some instrument to track the process. And overall, Excel is not an accounting or inventory management solution. It does not allow to see different state of the stock, and it doesn't allow to see what is in transit, what is resolved, and so on. And actually, to simplify the calculation of accurate unit cost and avoid selling at loss, it is essential to maintain records in specialized software. Even if you start, if you just want to track materials inward, outward, and finished products sales, using such software will be a better choice. What such solution will provide for you? Accurate recordings of receivings, write-offs, and eventually you get a precise inventory cost tracking. Also, it is available to use role-based access control, and that's why you will reduce the risk or that someone will do something like you don't expect. Also, it is possible to calculate unit cost for specific production orders and consider all materials required for that orders, and if required, apply different cost allocation methods. It is possible to log all operations. Excel doesn't allow this, but special software, yes, you can see logs, and if something happens, if you want to figure out why it is like this, you have all operation recorded, and you can understand why you see that numbers, but not the other numbers. And another problem, the challenge number 4, that also manufacturing companies face with the problem of synchronization between departments and processes. Sometimes departments work separately, and this can lead to different problems. For example, if we are talking about the process of, managing if we have enough raw materials, semi-finished goods, finished goods, and everyone works, separately, this can lead to overstock of semi-finished goods, excess of finished products, or lack of clarity, how much to produce in the next period, how much to order. This problem, what to do with that problem? And one way to organize it, we faced with such approach in different countries. Also in India, there were some clients that shared it with us. People use Kanban approach. For instance, you could create a Kanban board, for example, in Trello, and to track production stages. But what happens when you move carts with some materials or tasks between different columns? You understand what is happening in the meaning of processes, in the meaning of stages, but you can't calculate material consumption. It does not help you to deduct them. It doesn't help to calculate unit cost and so on. And actually, it's much more convenient when in one software you resolve both things. First, you can understand your numbers like money, stock, how much you produced, unit cost, and all that. And at the same software, you can manage the process. What is happening? What stage? Who has done something? Where we started? Where we finished? And so on. And another problem is supply management. I hope that people are still listening to us. Sorry, I need 5 seconds. So, about the supply management. When business is rather small or uses only few SKUs as raw materials, it is rather easy to control raw materials using Excel or even visually in warehouse. You come, you see what you have, and everything is going like it should go. But as the business grows, this can no work. Sometimes you can bump into such situations with growth, of course, that production of some new orders starts every day. Every day you launch new production orders. Some materials are kept in stock, but other should be ordered. Some components are produced by subcontractors. You should order them. Some materials you deliver gradually. For example, you need to get them not when you start your manufacturing processes, but when some stage of manufacturing processes starts, and so on, so on. If not manage everything properly, you can experience cash flow gaps, overstocking, or lack of a single item to complete a large order, which might lead to delays and unsold inventory. And here is visual demonstration. Sometimes it likes like this. When supply management does not work properly, you can meet with excess of semi-finished goods that can't be finished because there is no one detail and we can't sell it. And the last problem, which I wanted to cover today, is the challenge of growth. While the company is small and the production is rather simple, you can still manage it with some, not special instruments, Excel, notebook, Trello, blah, blah, blah. But as the volume of operations grows, it becomes more complicated. If you don't switch to a special solution in time, if you don't do it when it should be done, with the growth of number of operations, errors and inaccuracies can kill your profit. So we discussed the main challenges at the beginning of automation, and I want to draw your attention to one very important point: how to approach the implementation of a solution if you're still working in Excel. Now I'll give the word to my colleague, Uday. Uday, please.
Thank you, Sasha. That was really good. Even it was good for me also. Okay. So if you're new to the ERP system, it is best to start with the basics. The first thing comes in the ERP system is inventory management. So under inventory management, you can record inwards, outwards of raw material and finished goods. Also, you can start with the batches, expiry dates, barcodes, and you can manage stock at different warehouses. If you have different warehouses or you have different shops at different locations. Under sales, you can manage sales orders, invoices, shipments, returns, and other details. Also, you can create statuses in sales orders just to not miss if the sales order is shipped or it's in packaging, what is the current status of the sales order. Also, in sales, you can use profit reports, which are really helpful to know which product is more selling. And then comes the basic production management, where you create production orders with bill of materials, routings, you start recording all the costs. that are related to the production order. You can also record scraps, byproducts, and you get the estimated and actual cost of the finished good which you produce. And then you start with the supply materials, analyzing how much raw material you have in your stock and how much is required for the production order. And the last one, you can move with automation, monitor production progress, create complex routings, produce partially in different location, and etc. Okay, so after each step, you get new benefits. For example, after moving work with inventory to the ERP, you get clear understanding how much and what kind of stock you have, what is in transit, and what is promised to the clients. And after moving sales, it becomes easier to process orders. You ship on time and track what was shipped and what is still not. Also, you get the track of sales reports and profit reports. You analyze what are the most profitable products and most performing sales manager in your team. After third step, you get basic production management. You will have the automated unit cost calculation. So you will know what is the cost of production, what was your profit, and how much time you spend on producing this good. So you have the total control of the production order within the time frame. And after moving supply process to ERP, it becomes easier to place purchase orders when you know how much raw material is available and how much is required for the production order, which helps you to not to overstock the products which you are not using currently. And eventually, you get complete hold of production process as at what stage production order is going on and which employee is working on which process. With Cladana ERP, you can rather easily move through all these steps which I mentioned earlier. The interface is really easy to use. We have the support team, which consists of me and other team members, and we help you with the onboarding. If you have any questions, you can contact us through chats and emails. We also have help center inside the software or on the website. You can have a look. And we have different articles on different topics, almost on all the topics and the videos. In order to use Cladana, you do not need to hire any special employee with special qualifications. So that's the best part. And Cladana is spreadly used by manufacturing companies. In some of our case studies you can find in our blog, our customers usually mention that with shifting to the Cladana, the records became more accurate. It's less time. It takes less time. It's less time consuming, and it's easy to make decisions. Now I ask Aleksandra to take the mic.
Now let's move on, and it is the third part. And now we will talk about what exactly Cladana offers for manufacturing companies. So, as we discussed, we need to manage inventory, sales, material supplies, and production itself. In production itself, it's very it's not a simple process. Of course, there are some other things like barcodes, access rights, different configurations, locations, and all of this. All this we have, but now we will talk about core features. So, first, inventory management. And for inventory management, Cladana offers a lot, and here are some of the features. Recording all inventory operations and precise calculations for remaining stock. Also, monitoring of stock level. Also, you can manage prices. We have a nice price editor. Also, you can work with batches, batch tracking, and expiry dates if you need. Barcodes, generation using in warehouse operations, label printing, and lot of other features. For sales and purchasing, you can create sales and purchase transactions like orders, invoices, shipments or receivings, returns, payments, link them. And also, if you need custom fields, custom print forms, custom reports are available. Our support team helps a lot. We create different custom print forms, custom labels, and actually it's our feature. Not all software allows it, and some software solutions allow it, but only on the in high plans. And for online sales, we propose for now 2 useful apps. First one is our native app, online order app, or B2B portal, how someone names it like this, where you can configure links with products for your customers or sales representatives, and both of them can place orders using that link. And we have partner integration with Shopify. And for production management in Cladana, there are many features available. I'm going so quickly because soon Uday shows you interface inside. So I'm just naming some features just to to let you know in general what we have. But wait, please. So production management, many features are available, starting from routings, bombs, production orders that based on these BOMs. And it is possible to link sales order with production order, of course, manage supply of raw materials, plan factory reports, option to change materials or finished products after the start of manufacturing, partial production, assigning production operations to different employees or external contractors, different production reports like how many goods are still in production or production progress report, and so on. And actually, Uday will show you a brief demonstration of the main modules and operations. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in chat.
Thank you. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so once you register in the software, the first thing we need to do is we go to inventory, product and services. As you can see, I've created few folders here like garments and raw materials. So for example, let's check this t-shirt. So if you open this product card, you can here mention the name of the product, image. We have SKUs, unit of measurement, how do you measure it, tax rate, and the barcode. Also, we have this option reorder point where you can have the minimum quantity. You can set a minimum limit for this product. So you'll get a notification. And also we have this option of prices. Right now you can see the sale price is 1,400. You can set up as many prices are required for you. And here we have the option of price tag. You can take a print of the price tag and the barcode, which is called thermal label. Okay, we also have the option to import the Excel file. If you do not want to add product one by one, you can go to use this option. We have a sample file available there. You can download it. All the columns and everything is mentioned there already. All you have to do is put the name of the product and the quantity and import it. The next option is stock management, stock adjustment. You can see I've created some stock adjustment. You can use this option to add the stock. After this option, the crucial one is the stock. Under this option, you can check the products. You can use different filters like by products, by warehouses. If you have several warehouses and you want to check the quantity in warehouses, in different warehouses. Also, we have filters here, so you can use the date, on-hand products if you want to see, or in-transit products. As you can see, we have the option of in-transit, committed, and available. So you can use different filters here. After that, we go to the sales option. And under this option, the first one is sales order. As you can see, I have created one sales order, which you receive from your client. Let's check this one. Okay, this is my company's details, and this is my client shipping address, and this is the warehouse where I have this product t-shirt available. As you can see, we have 40 pieces available right now, and the order is for 30 pieces. So I can use this add little button, and all these transactions are interconnected, like transfer if you have different warehouses. If you want to generate a sales invoice, you can use this one. And if you have the if you have the stock available, you can use the shipment. Also, you can keep track of the payment, or stock replenishment is used if you want to manufacture this product. Okay, so right now I have it available. So let's go to the shipment. Save. As soon as I click on save, it will be reduced from this stock, from this warehouse. Also, let's create a sales return for this product. We shipped 30 pieces. So let's say there was some problem and we received 4 pieces back. Okay, and one more thing I would like to show you. You can see this all 3 transactions are interconnected. So we receive the sales order, we send the shipment, and then we receive back some return. The next option is profit. Under this option, let me clear the filters. You can see that we sold 30 pieces and there was some return. Also, we have different filters here. By employees, you can check the profit report, by customers, by sales channels, and also we have a graph here if you want to use it. You can take a print of this profit report. Okay, let's go to the production. Under production module, the first option we use is routing. I have created one routing. So basically, what is routing? Under routing, we mention the operation sequences, how we produce the product. So for t-shirt, we have few operations which I've already created. And once the routing is created, we can go back to bills of materials. And I have already created bill of material t-shirt. Okay, here you can see the routing which we already created. I put it here and the finished product is t-shirt. For raw material, I've already mentioned the quantity. Fabric is 1 meter, thread, button, and packaging box, which is for 1 piece. As I've mentioned, the quota is 1. Operational cost. Okay, I already knew the per piece cost for fabric cutting is 120. Another cost I have mentioned here. If I want to see an estimated cost of this bill of material, I can take a print of this product cost estimates. Here you can see the estimated cost. It's not the actual cost. It might differ during the production process. Okay, so routing and bill of material is ready. Now we can go to the production order. I have created one production order just to save us time. Okay, so now we can see this is the same bill of material which we created and the finished product is t-shirt and we are going to produce 100 t-shirt. Let's check the raw material if we have it. Okay, so now we can see that we have fabric available. Also buttons are available, but thread and packaging box, we are lacking of it. So we have this option of supply. In case you already start the production process and like me, you find out that you do not have the raw material available, then we can use this option supply. Also, there are some cases, I mean, it depends on your business process. We have 3 options available here. So you might have the raw material available in different department or maybe in different warehouse and different locations. So you can use this option, stock transfer. Also, we have the option of purchase order. In my case, I'm going to use this one. And the third one is production order. So in case if you have a process where you produce your own raw material, then we use this option of production order. So let's choose the purchase order. I have these ones available. So I'm not going to order these 2 products. Okay, now I will choose my supply details. Okay, quantity to supply. Here also we have 3 options based on available stock, stock on hand, and same quantity as required. So for now, I will choose this last one. After that, I click on create. As you can see, the task is going on. The system is creating a purchase order. Okay, it will take few seconds. Okay, done. Now we can go to purchase and purchase order. You can see that the purchase order is created for 2 items, which are the raw materials. Okay, now I choose a location. In which location, since I have only one warehouse, I'll choose this one. Save the purchase order. And I again use this add related button and you can see all these transactions are interconnected. So I directly go to the receiving and click on save. Okay. Also here in related transactions, you can see the production order was created, which we are working on. And then I created the purchase order and then the receiving is created. I can go back to the purchase order from here also. Okay, now we can see that we have everything available. Everything is there. Let's go to the process tracking and click on start to produce button. Okay, I've already mentioned, just to show you that I have few colleagues available here, which I've added in the beginning, and I can choose which of my colleague or which of my employee working on which operation. For example, fabric cutting, Chaudhary is working, and stitching Sahil. Okay, let's complete this operation. Okay, once you complete the operation, you get an operation report here. If I open it, I can see who worked on this operation, and I can also change the quantity of raw material. So for example, it was not 100 meters, something else, I can change it here. Also, I get the operation of replace the raw material. So I can use this replace option and change the raw material in case I've added the incorrect raw material. Labor costs, you can see is 12,000 for this operation. But in case I want to change the cost, I want to add something or something more I've spent or something is broken, so I can add the cost here. And the unit cost will be changed automatically. Let's go back to the production order. Okay. So I'm going to use this edit button and complete all the operations. Okay, in the last operation report, I want to show you something. You can see the finished product is t-shirt. Only in this last operation report, I can change the quantity. We plan to produce 100 pieces, but for example, we did not produce 100, we produced 95. We can change this quantity only in the last operation report. And you can see the unit cost and the total cost has been changed. Also, we can add the labor cost or the operation cost like other reports. And we also have the option. We also have the option to option of partial manufacturing. We have the option of scrap counting, byproducts, and etc. You can also use batches for raw materials that you are going to use in production. Also, you can produce in batches. So for that, you can contact our sales managers, and they will give you a demo based on your working process. So here you can see that we plan to produce 100 pieces, but only 95 were produced. And there's a variance of 5 pieces, and unit cost has been changed as well. Let me show you the labor cost based on the production order. Okay, right now you can see that I've choose already 2 employees in the production order. That's why the labor cost is calculated only for them. So for April, for this month, you can see the labor cost is 12,000 for Akshay Chaudhary and for Sahil 11,000. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Sasha. I would like to take your mic.
Okay. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, thank you, Uday. Thank you very much. And what Uday showed to you are the basics of how some features can work in Cladana. And this webinar is not so much like to teach a lot about Cladana, but just to show how it can work, that there are different sections, different transactions can be recorded. And also, what is important, Cladana is evolving, including features in inventory, production management, and not only. And for example, here on the screen, you can see a list of the main features that were released in the last 6 months. Among them are partial manufacturing, FIFO method of cost calculation, production progress report, and so on. And here are some plans only for the production module for the next 4 months. First, we wait a web-based app terminal. It's mostly for floor production staff, planning and monitoring of production duration, assigning locations for each stage in the production order. It's something that is rather weighted in India because a lot of stages are produced. Lot of stages inside one production order are produced in different locations. So we are working on this and some more. We inform about all our new features and improvements by email or in our LinkedIn page. So please, if you are interested in them, stay tuned. And all of this, as I already told, small part of the product. And as we discussed earlier, it's better to plan the transition to special software and choose a product not so much based on list of all available features in that software, but rather on your requirements and current processes. And also, it is rather important to take into account how experienced you and your team are in working in software. And the best option is actually to leave a request for a demo with our expert. You can do it now or you can do it later. What happens after, our team will contact you, understand the main points, and then ask what you need. Mostly conduct a demo that will be based on your requirements. And after starting to work, our specialists will conduct onboarding sessions and assist you with setting up your account, like transactions, print forms, company settings, and so on. And our webinar ends here. We'll send the recording and the presentation to all participants. Take your email boxes tomorrow. And also, if you have extra questions, you can ask them using our email. You can ask our support team. And thanks to everyone. Bye.
Thank you.